about statelessness in Malaysia. Hi there, can I have your name please?
Yes, my name is.
Are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student.
Okay, let's get started with the interview now, shall we?
Yeah.
Alright. The first question is, have you heard of statelessness before?
Yes, I've heard of stateless before. I think it's when a person doesn't belong to any country.
Do you know anyone who is statelessness?
I have a friend from Iraq. She's from Iraq. But she's here because she was a refugee a few years ago and now trying to apply for citizenship.
Do you know what makes a person stateless in Malaysia?
It's when they have no citizenship in the legal documents.
How do you think their life is impacted by their status?
They don't have the privilege of being a citizenship in Malaysia.
Why do you think it's important for us to recognize the issue that statelessness brings?
I think refugees, for a fact, does bring a certain burden to the country as they cannot provide to the country, they contribute to the country. So they use that as their way.
How do you think Malaysians can overcome this issue?
I think Malaysians should be more open culturally and policy-wise, they should be more open to accepting these people. And these people can contribute to the country since they have no country left.
Are there any misconceptions or misunderstandings about statelessness that you have come across?
Yes, they think that refugees will only bring a certain feel of foreignness, and they are all one gangsters who run around. But most of them do that because they're desperate because they don't receive any money from the government or they don't have anything to rely on.
Alright, thank you so much, Ismail, for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Jeffrey. I'm Zher G from Taylor's Law School, and I would like to conduct a research based on statelessness and why does it exist in Malaysia. Can you please introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, my name is Jeffrey T. I'm a third year medical student from University Malaya.
Okay, let us start off with the first question, sir. What do you understand by statelessness?
I think statelessness refers to people without nationality.
Yes. Statelessness refers to someone without a citizenship anywhere in any nations. Do you know anyone that is stateless in Malaysia?
Yeah, so I was able to actually visit indigenous people in the remote area of Malaysia lah. And from there I actually know a few of the parents whose children do not have the birth certificate, and I think that renders them to become statelessness people in Malaysia.
How do you think being stateless affects their life? What is the impact?
Okay, I think without having a certified citizenship for yourself, right, you don't get to enjoy a lot of benefits and rights as a citizen of Malaysia. For example, you'll be lacking of the rights to getting free education and also getting the healthcare resources. So my team and I, who went to the indigenous people community, we would actually dare to conduct free health screening. And from there we actually can see how not exposed or not being able to access to the healthcare resources are like, and then you have people with a lot of health issues like malnutrition and so on and so forth.
Okay, and are there any misconception or misunderstanding for you about statelessness, and how can they be addressed?
Okay, so I think one common misconception that I had was that I at first I thought that people without proper birth certificate, right, as long as they have proper reasoning and they were born here, they can actually just get it registered very easily. But it's not. Actually, that's not the case. So when I interviewed some of the parents, I found out that actually those children who were born here were sometimes getting rejected or being delayed in their process of getting the citizenship due to reasons such as lack of documents, and I think it's pretty difficult for them to get the citizenship.
Okay. Do you know why do we have statelessness in Malaysia?
I'm not really okay, but in my opinion, my humble opinion, I feel like the main issue here is due to the lack of awareness. So first and foremost, it's the people that do not understand the importance of getting a birth certificate registered, or having a citizenship. And with that in mind, I think the local government also do not really stress on the convenience of helping this group of marginalized community to be able to get their registration done in an easier manner.
For the next questions, why do you think it's important to tackle these issues of statelessness in Malaysia?
Okay, so I think it's very important for us to actually also pay attention to the marginalized community, because Malaysia as a whole, we shouldn't just being focused on making the development in the urban areas very advanced, whereas we forgot about the rural areas. So at least that we can help our fellow citizens in Malaysia, the children of our future generations, to actually enjoy these basic human rights to education and of course healthcare resources. I think this is a very basic thing that we all often tend to neglect, and we should actually work on it.
True. And last questions, how do you think Malaysians can come together to overcome these issues?
Okay, I think what we all can do is, of course, we can help by spreading awareness. So what we can start is actually to follow the news about this issue, supporting the NGOs that are actually doing a lot of effort to help this marginalized community to access to proper healthcare and also education. And of course we can also doing a petition to prompt the government to make the system for registration for this group of people make convenience to in future.
Okay, thank you for your cooperations, and thank you for sharing your thoughts and experience as well. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mohammad Azhiim, and I'm joined here by a member of the public here at Sunway Pyramid Popular, who has willingly volunteered to be part of my interview. So before we begin, would you like to first introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, I'm Mika. I'm a Sunway student currently pursuing my diploma in graphic and multimedia design.
So to start this off, have you heard of statelessness before? If yes, what do you understand by it?
From what I know, statelessness is basically just undocumented citizenship. That's all I know about it.
Next question. Do you know anyone who is stateless in Malaysia? No. And in that case, how did you come to find out about statelessness?
I was able to find out through social media.
Social media. How do you think being stateless impacts their life as people?
Being a stateless person definitely has a lot of negative repercussions for sure. It's harder to find a place to live, or be able to immigrate out of the country as well, or be able to move place to place for sure, within the country at least. And also inaccessibility to healthcare and education, as well as a lot of discriminatory policies placed against you, because it's just harder to place your footing in a world so cruel, So yeah.
Well said. If you're aware, are there any misconceptions or misunderstandings that you have come across regarding statelessness?
Regarding statelessness, it's not much. I haven't really heard much.
Alright, moving on. Do you know why it exists in Malaysia?
It exists in Malaysia due to government policies, I believe, but also because of neighboring Asian country policies that are withholding protection against certain citizenships that have immigrated from those neighboring countries. For example, like Indonesia and Philippines, because we're literally just separated by the ocean, and there's so many tiny islands in between, so you could literally just jump across for a boat. So then you see a lot of Filipino and Indonesian immigrants that go to Sabah and Sarawak especially illegally and undocumented. So yeah.
Are you aware of the discriminatory policies as in regards of people born to Malaysian citizens?
Yes, I've heard that if you're a Malaysian woman that gives birth abroad, the citizenship of your child is not determined by you because it's not allowed. As well as if you're a male Malay citizenship who's fathered unwed and your partner leaves you, you cannot pass your citizenship onto your child. So it's really unfortunate.
So do you think, in any case, are there any solutions to that? What are your overall thoughts regarding that?
We should at least allow for some leeway, because we should at least give people a chance for them to have a chance at citizenship. Because even as a foreigner trying to get citizenship in Malaysia, it's already super hard. Much less someone that's lived in Malaysia their whole life, basically is ingrained in the culture and in the government policies, but the policies don't even protect them, even though that's what the government's supposed to do, protect the people. So at least give them a chance, at least. Enforce stronger policies, be more clear, and also allow for a lot more leeway, make documentation a lot more accessible, not just providing a lot of in-person offices across this nation, also especially in East Malaysia, but also as well as online, be able to apply through your phone and whatnot.
Couldn't be said any better.
So yeah.
Next question is, why do you think it is important to tackle this issue?
The importance of this issue and like is not just to address it and also educate the public, but also not to dehumanize other people that are literally just living and breathing as one is, you know.
Because we're all people, right?
Yeah.
We're all people. And lastly, before we conclude our interview, how do you think Malaysians can come together to overcome statelessness?
To overcome statelessness, I believe it will be a lot of united effort, not just for regular citizenship, but also for those who work in the government. With the way things are now, it's gonna be really hard. But if the people can come together, then like anything is possible. To be honest.
All right. Thank you so much for the great interview.
Thank you.
You've shared a lot of insight to us, to the people, and we appreciate you so much for giving me the time of day. Before you go, would you like to share anything else before we conclude the interview?
Jacqueline from Taylor's Law School. Can I interview you regarding some questions about statelessness?
Oh, hi. Yeah, sure. I do have some experience on that.
What do you understand by the term statelessness?
I think statelessness refers to the people that without nationality.
Yeah, you're right. Basically, statelessness refers to someone who doesn't have a citizenship. So moving on to the next question, what do you think are the impacts of statelessness on their lives?
They can really enjoy the benefits and rights of being a citizen in Malaysia. I think so, and they might not be able to access to free education and healthcare services stuff. So they will need to pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah, you're right. So why do you think statelessness exists in Malaysia?
I think from my perspective, it's because children in remote areas, their parents didn't really properly register their birth certs for them. So that's why I think the main problem is due to the lack of awareness in rural areas.
For the last question, how do you think the issue of statelessness can be tackled in Malaysia?
I think Malaysia can solve this problem through these marginalized communities, and maybe they can encourage them to start following news or support the existing NGOs through organizing some campaigns to raise their awareness stuff.
Yeah, alright. Thank you so much for your time. We will make use of this information in our coursework. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and today I'm going to interview a random person from my neighborhood about the term statelessness. Hi, thank you for accepting this interview. May I have your name, please?
I'm Carmen.
Hi, nice to meet you. Just want to know if you have ever heard about the term statelessness. If yes, what do you think statelessness means?
I'm not sure if this is right, but I heard that the term statelessness means so it's like stateless, right? So a person that's living in a country but they don't have citizenship, and they are living in the country but their nationality is not that country, so they don't have one.
Oh, you're actually right. Okay, so just want to know if you know what are the impacts, what will be the impacts on the stateless people?
But just think about it, I think the impacts will be it's very hard for them to apply for jobs or apply for medical stuff, because usually medical stuff you need to be a citizen, then you get all the privileges, and maybe insurance, and I guess a lot of the government stuff also you need to be a Malaysian citizen, even cheaper things when you go to tourist attractions, simple things.
Do you want to take a guess on why does statelessness exist?
Actually, one of my friends mentioned to me before that statelessness kind of exists because in Malaysia, right, there is a law that only the fathers of the children can go and register and apply for this citizenship, but the mothers cannot. And even simple things like this, common sense, people don't even know. So I guess in Malaysia we're pretty undereducated about it. So yeah.
Then do you know, do you have anything in mind, how to reduce statelessness in Malaysia?
Since I would say that it's caused by under-education, I think that you can educate students more. I mean, not students, like the parents or like the general public about statelessness and how to apply for citizenship, so that people will be able to be more knowledgeable on it and prevent this problem from happening.
Looks like our friend Carmen here is pretty knowledgeable. Anyways, thank you for your time. Thank you.